Kathleen. How are you? Yeah, I'm alright, thanks. How are you? I'm well, thank you. Thanks so much for coming in to see me today. I'm wondering, where did you hear about me? Just through a friend. They'd come to see you a while ago. They said that you were quite nice. That's great. And well, I guess first of all, I'll just tell you a little bit about how I work, and then we can get on to why it is that you've come in to see me. So I actually follow a method of mindfulness. Do you know much about mindfulness, Kathleen? Yeah, I think I do, to be honest. Great. Well, then we're already quite far ahead, aren't we? Okay. So, the sessions with me are 50 minutes, and I'll give you a little bit of a heads up when it's 5 or 10 minutes or so before the end. I'll let you know, just so that we don't need to finish at a very emotional time. And I will say, first of all, well done for making this step, because it can be quite scary to really to come along and see a therapist and really make that move towards getting to know yourself better and processing these difficult emotions. And so I would just like to say well done, because the fact that you've come in to see me shows that you're really looking to, to find ways that you can maybe make your life a bit easier, or create change in your life that you might have wanted to create for a while now. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. Okay. Well, shall we start first of all, Kathleen, with just if we just sort out the payment at the beginning, and then we don't need to get bogged down with these things at the end. How does that sound? Yeah, that's fine. That's all right. How much is it again? Sorry. It's $200 for the 50 minutes, but with a mental health plan, you can get a $75 rebate from the government. That's good, isn't it? Why are the government doing why are they doing the rebates? Well, they've really prioritised mental health a lot more in the last few years. You find that there's quite a lot of these plans that you can get through a GP, and they're taking mental health seriously. Are they? Well, that's good, isn't it? Yeah, it is good, because it's very important looking after your mental health, Kathleen. Yeah, I'm getting that, actually. I'm realising that it does seem to be quite important, if not the most important thing, really. Exactly, Kathleen, exactly. All right, so you said it was $200 for 50 minutes? That's right, yes. All right, yeah, cool. Well, there you go. Here's all my money. Thanks so much, Kathleen. Thanks. All right, well, do you want to just start maybe by telling me a little bit about yourself? Sure, yeah, okay. Well, I'm 34, and before that I was 33. Prior to that I was 32, and so on. But it was when I was 32, I suppose, that things really started kicking off for me. And my life, became quite difficult, actually, from then on. It'd never been so easy, but that was when it really started to feel quite challenging in a lot of ways. So I got exploded by a wizard, and by love. And I was diagnosed with psychosis. I was doing a lot of laughing for quite a while there, and everything really seemed quite funny. And but they wanted to drug me and put me under state care and do all of these creepy things. So I got out of Australia and I went to Nepal, and when I was there, I was learning to do yoga and meditate there. And when I was meditating, my head started exploding and my face started just kind of pouring out of me because I realised that I was laced with trauma. I see. When you say it was exploding out of you, what do you mean when you say that? Oh, just that, like, I basically realised that I was subconsciously in this really deep and extreme state of contraction. So it was like I realised that since I was a kid, I've just been like that. I've just been like walking around like that for 20 years, and everything I do, I'm just like this. And it's and so when I realised that that was what was going on under the surface, that was when it started to release, and it just started to. It was like my face just started pouring out of my eye socket. Right. Yep. Okay. And these sensations that you've got, or that you've been having in your face, have you sought medical help? Yeah, I tried to. I went to a few doctors and I told them what was going on, but everyone just told me I was delusional. Right. Yeah. Well, the mind can be very tricky, can't it, Kathleen? It can make you feel that you're experiencing things that you're not experiencing. Yeah, it can do that, but it can also make your face move. It can actually make your whole head shapeshift when you realise that you're holding tight subconsciously, and then you suddenly become really conscious. Your mind has the power to just let go, and that's what can make your face move all the time. Right. Yes, Kathleen. Yes. Okay, carry on then. So, yeah, so my face was shapeshifting. All the doctors were ignoring me, and then I went back to England, and then it all just got a bit much. Because everyone had just been denying my reality for about 8 months. And, in fact, no, for the whole year, they'd been saying I was crazy. And, well, I tried to kill myself. Did you, Kathleen? Did you? Oh, dear. How did you try to kill yourself, if you don't mind me asking that? I tried to blow myself up with my mind, and then I took an overdose. And then I slashed both my wrists, and then I tried to drown myself. Right, yeah. So you really gave it a good go, did you? Yeah, I did. I think I did. I mean, I didn't ever really want to die, but I certainly didn't want to be here. So I did try quite hard, and I made a big mess, and it was horrible. I near enough chopped my arm off, actually. Did you? Yeah. And because of these sensations that you're experiencing, that was the main reason. No, it wasn't so much what's going on in my face. It was more that everyone was ignoring me. That was what the problem was, really. I see. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And all right. Is there any more? Well, that's the main thing, I suppose. And then I came back to Australia, and this woman that I was staying with, she killed herself, and then since then, lots of people have just kind of. Well, it's been all right recently, but before that, it was really annoying. I just kept finding that people were, I don't know, just being quite mean to me, unnecessarily so. I think because I'm quite nice, but I was finding it really hard to make friends. I see. Yeah. Do you have many friends, Kathleen? Yeah, I'd say I do. I feel like I used to have more, and I feel like some of them have really kind of drifted away from me. But I do. I've got some really lovely friends, definitely. But not really so much where I'm living. I don't know very many people. They're mostly in Melbourne or in England, and I'm living in the forest. In neither of those places. I see. Yeah. And what do you really struggle with in terms of mental health? what do you really find on a daily basis can bring you down? I guess just the fact that I can see that our whole reality is inverted, and I can see that we're being ruled by the ego, and I can see basically that that everything's upside down, and so what we call sanity is actually madness, and what we call madness is in fact the body and the mind trying to heal, but it's because it often leads to psychosis and things like that. It's and because the ego wants to retain control across the whole world, we've managed to come to accept these things as a form of madness that need to be fixed, when actually it's the body trying to heal. And so I guess I just find it quite hard, because it all seems quite dark, to be honest. Like everyone, well, not everyone, but the vast majority of people really seem to be in a deep state of denial about their existence. And I can see, I guess, too, that we've been here forever. Well, like since the beginning, humans have been here, and we've been avoiding looking at ourselves all this time, and that it's built up all this tension inside us. And I can see, I guess, that all of these things that we do to try to fix the problem are they're not going to help until we just surrender our souls, because I can see that the way we live is in a state of complete insanity, and that we're driven by the ego, and that we're driven by the devil. I can see that, and I just find it quite hard to just kind of carry on acting as though everything's quite normal and all right in any way. And also I just find it hard, I guess, I find it hard connecting with people, because I find people often kind of hold up these masks, and I don't tend to wear a mask so much. I tend to just be quite open, and I find it really hard, because I want to kind of go deep and, be real with people, but it seems like most people don't want that. They just want to be really kind of surface level. And I know why, and I know it feels uncomfortable for them to go a bit deeper, but I just think it's necessary if we're gonna have a nice time at all, and not completely destroy the earth. So I find those kinds of things hard. I see. Yeah. Well, how would you feel about me going through some mindfulness techniques with you? And I found with with some of my other clients, they've really benefited from mindfulness. Have they? Yeah. Yeah, they really have, Kathleen. And they just find that when things get a bit much for them, they can draw their attention to whatever it is, to an emotion, to a feeling. So all these things they're just passing through us, aren't they? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so mindfulness, a lot of what mindfulness is about is paying attention to these feelings and these emotions, and then just accepting them. So you draw your attention to them, and then you just accept them, and you just can move on, you just let go. Yeah, to be honest, that's kind of what I'm doing most of the time, like because of what's going on in my face and all through my body, and this like deep state of contraction that I'm in. I'm just like this all the time, but because I'm like this and I realise it, I'm kind of really slowly like really slowly letting go, but it's happening all the time. I can't stop it now. Like once it started, it just won't stop. And so it's not so much that I'm holding on to these feelings or emotions or it's not really any of that. I'm quite good at just letting it go. It's more just that I can see that the entire reality that I live in is totally inverted. And it's hard to just it's hard to stay in it, really, when you can see that it's just the whole thing is a lie. Yes. So you're not so interested in mindfulness then, Kathleen? Well, no, I'm very interested in like being mindful and bringing awareness to feelings of discomfort, and I'm very interested in the notion of people just kind of feeling things and then actually letting them go. because I think that's what we need to do. But it just doesn't really help with my situation, because mine is more, it's more just like it's to do with the reality, the state of, or the nature of our current reality, or our perceived reality. And it's, I kind of feel like I'm not going to feel that much better until we've totally changed the way that we live, like across the whole world, the way that we see each other and the way that we perceive ourselves, and what we consider normal. Because I just think that everything we've got that we call normal, I think it's basically the darkest form of humanness that we could ever have mustered up. And I think we've kind of just reached the end of time, where we're living so deep inside the unconscious mind, and nothing's going to get any better until we finally all just surrender. I see. Yeah. Do you believe in God, Kathleen? What do you mean? Well, do you believe that there's a higher power at work? Higher than humans? Yeah. Yeah? I mean, I don't think that's very hard, is it? I don't think... I mean, I look at a caterpillar, I'm like, well, yeah, there's a higher power at work right there. It knows how to move its body in the way that it was designed or evolved to move in. It knows how to be a caterpillar. I mean, I see the higher... I see a kind of state of higher being in everything around us. And so, yeah, I definitely think there's something more powerful and more, far more intelligent than human beings, because I think maybe we're not being particularly intelligent right now. Yeah. So you would say you believe in God. Well, I mean, I know what the word God does to us. I know how that's an important word, and I can totally appreciate it. And I certainly believe in, I believe that I've got a soul. I do. I do think I've got a soul. And when I look at other people, I feel quite confident that they too have souls. Because, I mean, if you don't believe that, from the experience I've had and the journey I've been on, you kind of have to choose. You're either like, well, we're either souls, we're either children of God, spiritual beings, or we're just like really creepy automatic robot creatures. Maybe not even creatures, maybe more like computery simulation people. So, yeah, I mean, from that sense, I definitely have a spirituality, I suppose you might say. But I mean, obviously all these words are kind of, they've got a lot of stuff attached to them, which I don't enjoy so much. I mean, I guess I just think it's really obvious that given that we're self-conscious creatures living on a really stunningly beautiful planet, or, you know, it was quite beautiful. It's still beautiful, but it's a bit tainted now, isn't it? And I just find it really obvious that we're on a planet and we're floating through space, and there's all these stars up in the sky, and there's all these magical creatures everywhere, and there's all this just amazing stuff everywhere. And the fact that I'm alive, I'm like, well, yeah, of course, there's a really obvious there's a really obvious kind of spiritual side to us, isn't there? Because otherwise, yeah, we're just robots. Right, yeah, Kathleen. Yeah. Yeah. All right, well, we've actually gone a little bit over today, and don't worry about it. We'll just do a shorter one next time. You don't need to pay me extra on this occasion. But yeah, I mean, it's been really nice to meet you, and really interesting getting to know your story a little bit. You sound like you've really been through a few things over the last couple of years, but I'm sure they've made you stronger, have they? The fact that you're even here now after everything you've been through, you must be feeling a bit stronger. Are you? Yeah, I'm feeling quite Well, I'm feeling quite powerful, I suppose, because I feel like I know stuff that other people don't know, and I feel like if I just tell them, maybe I can change the whole world. Right, yeah, Kathleen. I guess I'd just say to that, just be careful. Just be careful that you don't, because we can be tricked, you know, we can be tricked by the mind, I think, a lot of the time, and we can think that we know things, and we don't know them so much, or we can think something's real, and it might not be real, and we can think something's physical, and actually it's just it can just be a hallucination. Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. I agree with all of those things. Um, yeah. I probably won't come back again, actually, because I have a feeling maybe this isn't what I need, to be honest, to have someone, like, I appreciate your mindfulness techniques and all of that, but, yeah, I think maybe, I just wanted to come and just kind of talk it through with someone and just see whether I thought it was going to be beneficial for me, and I have a feeling it's not going to be beneficial, and to be honest, yeah, I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that, I think. But thank you anyway, Sandra. It's been really nice to meet you. And yeah, just give you loads of money. All right. Thanks. See ya.